Welcome, everyone, to this deep dive. We're here to explore ideas, helping you gain understanding, efficiently and really thoroughly.
And today, we're diving into something really fascinating.
Yeah.
The intersection between Buddhist philosophy and, well, our whole experience of wealth.
Okay, that sounds like a big topic, not just dollars and cents then.
Not at all. It's more about the deeper currents,
Mm-hmm.
our thoughts, our intentions.
Right, so we'll be looking at how our mindset shapes things financially.
Exactly. How mindset shapes our reality, how certain beliefs can, hold us back,
Limit us, yeah.
and ultimately how maybe aligning our lives with a sense of purpose can really transform our relationship with abundance.
Okay, so the goal is to offer maybe a new perspective on personal finances, but also like inner well-being too.
That's the hope, a fresh lens.
All right, let's dig in. This idea you mentioned, money as flowing energy, like a river, that's a powerful image.
It really is. Think about a river, how it's always moving, always adapting.
Right, finds its way around things.
Exactly. It encounters obstacles, sure, but it doesn't just stop. It finds a new path. And the perspective we're exploring suggests wealth, or maybe the energy of abundance, works like that too.
Then the obstacles, you're saying those could be things like fear or doubt, greed maybe?
Precisely. Those are the things that can sort of dam up that flow.
Okay.
And that brings us right into a core Buddhist idea, karma.
Karma, which people sometimes misunderstand, right? It's not just cosmic payback.
Well, not just that, it's more about interconnectedness. The idea that every action, even every thought, every intention, it creates ripples.
Consequences that come back around.
Yes, they inevitably affect us.
And
And that definitely includes our financial lives.
so if I'm constantly thinking, oh, there's never enough, that thought itself is like throwing a rock in my own river.
That's a great way to put it. It's a perfect analogy. Those limiting beliefs, they're like stones blocking the stream.
Things like, I don't deserve wealth, or maybe money is bad.
Exactly. Those kinds of thoughts, they create real blockages, energetically speaking.
So it's cause and effect right there in our finances.
Absolutely. If you plant seeds of scarcity, well, that's likely what you'll harvest. Mentally, and maybe even practically.
But if you cultivate gratitude, generosity,
Then you're tending fertile ground. You're creating the conditions for abundance. You wouldn't expect flowers if you poison the soil with negativity.
makes sense. There's that story about Hiroshi. He grew up poor, and money was tangled up with shame for him.
Yes. His story really shows how deep these money scripts can run. He moved to Tokyo, worked hard, but that feeling of not enough just stuck with him.
Until he met a monk, right, and learned about mindful giving.
That was the turning point. He started donating a small amount, even when he felt he barely had anything to spare.
Which must have felt really weird, counterintuitive.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Deeply uncomfortable at first, I imagine. It goes against that ingrained scarcity thinking.
Yeah.
But the key thing was the shift inside him. How he saw money started to change. It wasn't just a source of anxiety anymore.
It became a tool for doing good.
A tool for positive change, exactly. And the outcome was, well, pretty remarkable.
He built a successful business, became financially independent in, 5 years?
That's right. It really drives home that true wealth isn't just about piling up money. It's about alignment, balance, harmony in your actions.
So for Hiroshi, generosity was the way he dissolved those inner blocks around money.
It acted like a solvent for those emotional barriers, yes.
Which makes you think, okay, listeners, what are your stones? What fears, what beliefs about not being worthy or mistrust around wealth, what might be blocking your flow?
Just noticing them, identifying them, that's a huge first step.
It really is.
And it's fascinating how this ancient wisdom lines up with modern psychology, isn't it?
Yeah. How so?
Our subconscious beliefs, the ones often formed when we're young, they really do shape our behavior, our outcomes, including financial ones.
Like those family sayings,
Yeah.
we can't afford that. Or maybe hearing rich people are selfish over and over.
Exactly. Those narratives get lodged deep inside, and they can absolutely influence decisions later.
Maybe making someone shy away from investing or feel guilty negotiating a salary.
Precisely. These deeper, often unexamined beliefs are powerful. But the really empowering part is, this flow isn't fixed.
Like the river, it can change course.
It can be redirected, we have that ability, and it starts with asking those tough questions.
Like, do I see money as basically good or basically bad?
Am I willing to look at my old money stories and maybe let go of the ones that aren't helping me?
And how can I use what I do have, even if it's small, to contribute positively?
Engaging with those questions, even if they stir things up, It's crucial.
Because it all comes back to the mind, doesn't it?
It really does. Clearing out the mental clutter, consciously choosing an abundance mindset. That's the foundation.
So maybe keeping that river image in mind today, just gently noticing potential blockages.
And remember, you have the power to start removing them. More power than you might think.
Okay, so we've talked about flow, blockages, karma now, the illusion of money. That sounds intriguing. Potentially mind-bending.
It can be, yes. This taps into the Buddhist concept of emptiness, shunyata.
Right. Which doesn't mean nothingness or that money isn't real in a practical sense.
Exactly. It's not saying it has no function. It's saying its value isn't inherent. It's not fixed in the object itself.
Like a dollar bill, it's just
Yeah.
paper and ink until we all agree it's worth something.
Precisely. Or a diamond, just a shiny rock, until we assign it immense value.
So the power it holds comes from us, collectively and individually.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Your perception of money, your beliefs about it, the emotions it triggers in you, your attitude towards it, that's what gives it power in your life.
So seeing it as stress versus seeing it as just a tool.
A neutral tool, yes. One that can be used for joy, for freedom, for contribution, or it could be a source of constant anxiety. The framing makes all the difference.
That shift seems huge.
It is. There's that comparison you hear sometimes. So two people start out similarly, but end up in very different financial places.
And the difference is internal.
Often, yes. One sees money as linked to their purpose, approaches it with gratitude. The other maybe operates from scarcity, always worried about losing what they have.
Which ties into another core Buddhist idea, right? Attachment causes suffering.
Yes, exactly. Dukkha, when we cling too tightly, whether it's clinging to the desire for more money or clinging to the fear of not having enough, we get distorted.
We lose sight of what money actually is.
We obscure its true nature, which
Yeah.
is just a medium of exchange. We get caught in fear of loss or obsession with gaining more. It disrupts the flow, absolutely, but it also just steals our inner peace.
It's like holding on to anger, thinking it hurts the other person.
But you're the one suffering most because
Yeah.
you're holding it. Same principle with clinging to money issues.
Okay, so how do we loosen that grip? Practically speaking, how do we align our finances with these higher principles?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The insights point to three main inner roadblocks we need to address.
Okay.
Fear, greed, and those limiting beliefs we touched on earlier.
Let's start with fear, that invisible wall.
It really is like a wall. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, maybe even fear of success. It can just stop people in their tracks.
So they don't invest or ask for the raise or start the business.
Exactly. All because that fear feels too big, too real. But, there's that saying.
The journey of 1,000 miles.
Begins with a single step. Progress needs courage. And courage often starts with just acknowledging the fear is there, not letting it have the final say.
From the Buddhist view, where does that fear usually come from?
Often it's tied to identifying too strongly with outcomes, believing our worth depends on our achievements or how much we have.
Right. If I fail at this, I am a failure.
Yes. But the teaching is that real security comes from within, when we can gently untangle our self-worth from external results.
We become more resilient.
Much more. Able to take calculated risks without being paralyzed by what if.
There was a practical exercise for this, wasn't there? About tackling a scary financial goal.
Yes. First, identify the goal that feels intimidating. Then, actually write down the worst-case scenarios. What really could happen?
Get specific about the fears.
And then, for each one, ask, okay, if that happened, what could I learn? How could it make me stronger, ultimately?
Shifting from focusing only on the potential loss to potential growth. That's clever.
It's about reclaiming control of the narrative in your head. And let's be real, almost anyone who's achieved anything significant faced setbacks. Failure isn't the opposite of success. Often it's part of the path. Persistence is key.
Okay, so that's fear. What about the second one? Greed. That feels very relevant in today's world.
Extremely relevant. Consumer culture constantly tells us more is better. We need the next thing to be happy, to be complete.
But the Buddha said attachment is the root of suffering.
Exactly. If happiness is always tied to getting the next thing, we're basically signing up for perpetual dissatisfaction. There's always more to want.
The hedonic treadmill. Get the thing, feel good for a second, then you're looking for the next hit.
Precisely. And greed does more than just keep us dissatisfied. It can seriously distort our values. We might compromise our integrity, damage relationships, sacrifice our well-being, all in the name of profit or accumulation. Think about cautionary tales, like Enron wealth built on shaky, greedy foundations. Doesn't last.
Right, it's unsustainable. So what's the way out of that cycle?
The antidote offered is generosity, cultivating a spirit of giving.
And that's not just about writing checks.
Not at all. It's sharing your time, your skills, your energy, your attention, whatever resources you have, using them to uplift others in some way.
And doing that actually feels good, like physically.
It does. Studies show acts of kindness release oxytocin. That's the bonding hormone. It boosts happiness, lowers stress.
It's a positive feedback loop.
Absolutely. Giving often leads to receiving, maybe not directly in cash, but in stronger connections, better well-being. It shifts your whole energy.
There is a practice suggested for this too, like setting aside a small amount each week specifically to help someone.
Yes, even something small. A bigger tip, a donation to a cause you care about, helping out a friend, intentionally practicing generosity.
And then noticing how it feels.
Reflecting on it. Does it change your attitude towards money, towards abundance?
Yeah.
Often, it really does. Approaching wealth with that open, giving heart unlocks its potential for good, for you and the world.
Okay, fear, greed. The third big one was limiting beliefs, those subconscious stories.
Right, the script's running in the background. I'm bad with money, I'll never be rich. Rich people are bad.
Where do those usually come from? Childhood?
Past failures?
Often, yes. Experiences, cultural messages, but the key is they aren't permanent truths. They're just beliefs. And beliefs can be changed.
How do we start changing them? Affirmative visualization was mentioned.
That's a powerful technique. Find a quiet space, breathe deep, get centered.
Okay.
Then really vividly imagine your ideal financial future. See it, feel it. What's the joy like? The freedom, the pride. Immerse yourself in those positive emotions.
Oh man, affirmations. Writing them down.
Yes, positive statements that directly counter the old limiting belief. I am capable of creating abundance. Money flows to me easily. Something that resonates. And repeat them. Daily. Maybe looking in a mirror.
That repetition is key. It's like carving new neural pathways, consistently feeding your subconscious a new, more empowering story.
Because thoughts really do shape reality, or at least our experience of it.
They absolutely do.
Huh?
Over time, you start to replace the old restrictive patterns.
So we've got the principles, the obstacles. How do we weave this into daily life? Make it practical.
Great question. It comes down to integration strategies. One is mindful spending.
Pausing before buying.
Exactly. Asking, do I really need this?
Yeah.
Does it align with my values, my goals? Will it bring lasting satisfaction or just a quick fix?
Separating needs from impulses. Making spending intentional.
Yes, aligning it with what truly matters. Another huge one is cultivating gratitude consistently.
Like starting the day listing things you're thankful for financially, even small things.
Even very small things, shelter, food, a job, a skill, anything. This literally starts to rewire the brain.
Training it to see abundance instead of lack.
Precisely. And then there's meditating on abundance.
Taking 5 or 10 minutes to just visualize prosperity. Feel it.
Visualize being surrounded by it, maybe like golden light flowing in, filling you with confidence, clarity. It primes the subconscious for success, reinforces that belief in possibility.
It keeps coming back to the inner state, doesn't it?
It really does. Dealing with attachments, facing fears, challenging those limiting beliefs, that's what clears the path.
But it's a process, not an overnight fix.
Definitely not. It takes patience, self-compassion, just gently persisting. Every small step forward is progress.
Okay, so flow, illusion, inner work. Now, this final part. Purpose beyond prosperity. This feels like the deepest layer.
It really is. It asks the big question. What's it all for? Beyond just having more money, what's the ultimate point?
And the Buddhist view is
That pursuing wealth, whether material or even spiritual, isn't the end goal itself. It's a means, a vehicle.
a vehicle for what?
For greater awareness, deeper compassion,
Uh-huh.
for being able to contribute more meaningfully to the world.
So money isn't bad, but its real value comes when it serves something bigger.
That's the essence. When you connect your financial goals to your deepest values, your sense of purpose, money transforms. It goes from being about survival or status to being a tool for transformation, for yourself and others.
That's where karma really comes alive, maybe.
In its most positive co-creative sense, yes.
And this part suggests that when you align with purpose, abundance follows more naturally, like a side effect.
Often, yes. It's about weaving that inner wisdom and outer action together.
Let's talk about the paradox of seeking wealth, the mountain climber analogy.
Right. Someone works incredibly hard, climbs the mountain, gets to the top, and feels empty, unfulfilled.
Why?
It points back to dukkha, that sense of unsatisfactoriness that comes from seeking lasting happiness in things that are inherently impermanent, including wealth itself.
Money solves problems, sure, but it can't fill a purpose-shaped hole inside.
Exactly. Without knowing what truly matters, no amount of money will ever feel like enough. Remember Sarah, the executive.
Yeah, successful but miserable, until she realized her drive for wealth was fear-based.
Rooted in childhood scarcity. And when she pivoted to work, that felt meaningful, social entrepreneurship.
She felt better, obviously, but her income actually went up.
Exponentially, because she was aligned, passionate, purposeful. It shows that wealth often flows most freely when it's serving a higher cause, when the focus shifts from getting to giving or contributing.
Okay, so how do we find that purpose, that North Star, and connect it to our finances?
It starts with self-inquiry, honest self-reflection. Buddhism really emphasizes self-awareness as the path.
And that applies to creating meaningful wealth, too.
Absolutely. Asking those deep questions. What makes me lose track of time? What problems in the world really fire me up? If money was no object, what would I do?
The answers point towards our dharma, our unique purpose.
They offer clues, yes, towards your dharma, your calling. And when you act in alignment with that, things often feel more effortless. Opportunities seem to arise more naturally.
I like the Elon Musk example, whether you agree with him or not. His focus on huge challenges seems to attract massive resources.
It illustrates how dedicating yourself to something bigger than just personal gain can magnetize support and, yes, abundance.
Then there's the ripple effect, interdependence.
A core teaching. Everything's connected. Our thoughts, words, actions, they all create ripples outwards.
And that includes how we get and use money. It leaves an energetic footprint.
Absolutely. So the question becomes, what kind of ripples do you want to create? What kind of legacy? Is it just about hoarding or about transforming lives?
Thinking about historical figures who used wealth for change, Carnegie, maybe? Malala Yousafzai now?
People who understood wealth as a tool for advancement, equality, positive impact.
So practically, this means finding ways to use our skills or resources for others.
Yes. Volunteering, mentoring, supporting ethical businesses, donating a percentage of income to causes you believe in.
And reflecting on the impact, celebrating the good it does.
Exactly. Seeing yourself as part of that positive ripple.
And the last part of purpose, trusting the process. It's not always easy or fast.
Definitely not. There will be bumps, doubts. That's where patience and trust come in. Remember the Buddha quote.
Though my progress is slow, I shall make determined effort without stopping.
That's the spirit. Lean on mindfulness practices, meditation, journaling, gratitude when things get tough. Keep visualizing the purposeful life you desire. Feel the emotions.
You keep programming the subconscious to spot opportunities.
Yes, stay open. Trust that alignment attracts support.
Okay, so let's boil this down to concrete steps. Integrating purpose and prosperity. Step 1.
Define your vision holistically, not just money, but relationships, health, growth, community. Get specific. Be bold.
Like not just be rich, but earn X amount empowering women entrepreneurs or travel the world funding conservation.
Exactly. A clear, detailed blueprint for the life you want to create.
Step 2. Set intentions, not just goals.
Yes. Goals are the what saved $10. Intentions are the why, cultivate financial freedom to pursue my passion.
Intentions connect to purpose, keep you motivated.
Much more deeply, yes.
Step 3. Take inspired action.
Inspired action feels different from forced effort. It comes from excitement, alignment. Do the things that energize you.
Like the side hustle that feels like play, learning something new, networking.
Yes. And pay attention to synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences. Follow them boldly.
And finally, step 4. Build a support system.
Surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. Mentors, communities, collaborators. Don't go it alone.
Because collaboration amplifies impact.
Absolutely.
Wow, this image of life as a symphony, harmonizing finances and purpose. It's beautiful.
It really is. Moving beyond ego into service. That's where abundance flows, because it's being shared generously.
The river is always flowing. Our job is to tend our own garden and help others tend theirs.
Embodying enlightened prosperity, that's the invitation.
So the final question for everyone listening really is, what's one small step you can take, maybe even today, to align your financial life more closely with your deepest values, your purpose?
What might happen if you let that river flow, truly unblocked?
It's a profound question to sit with.
It is.
Okay, so just to quickly recap this deep dive, we've touched on money karma, how thoughts and intentions shape the flow.
We looked at the illusion of money, its value coming from our perception.
We explored inner beliefs, fear, greed, limits and how they hold us back or free us up.
Yeah, and finally, the crucial role of purpose. How aligning with our calling attracts sustainable, fulfilling abundance.
So, as you go about your day, maybe keep exploring these ideas. Observe your own relationship with money, with purpose.
Stay curious. The journey is ongoing.
Indeed. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time.